Welcome to the Capone Show. I'm David Montoya. I am your host for this episode of Picks, Parlays, and Predictions. This is week 10 of the NFL, and I know we haven't posted anything for weeks 1 through 9, but going forward, hopefully we get some more consistency going. This series is all about really sports betting and predictions for the upcoming games in the NFL week. So without further ado, let's get right into it, get some picks in. First up, we have the Falcons and the Cowboys. Now, the Falcons are coming off of a great win against the Saints, and the Cowboys are coming off a devastating loss against the Broncos. Quite embarrassing that they dropped 30 on the Cowboys, and the Cowboys put up 16 in garbage time. It really didn't matter. I consider that a blowout 100%. The Cowboys didn't score until the Broncos were in prevent defense. So, you have the Cowboys having this terrible loss, and they were expected to win and blow out the Broncos, and the Falcons over here upsetting the Saints. They're on highs and lows right now. However, I have the Cowboys covering. There's a trend going on in the NFL right now where teams that lost against the spread in the previous week going against teams that won against the spread. The teams that lost against the spread are winning at a rate of 72%. Now, that's unheard of almost in the sports betting world. It's pretty crazy that we have a trend going on in the NFL right now where you can make consistent money betting on teams that just lost against the spread. It seems a little unprecedented that something like that would happen, but it is happening, and that's why I'm taking the Cowboys. Second off, the Cowboys are 7-1 against the spread, while the Falcons are 4-4. 4-4 is not too bad. I mean, it's right in the middle of the pack. I think they're 16th right now against the spread, but the Cowboys are first or second right now. Next up, I got the Cowboys winning this because Dak has a full week of practice under his belt now going into this game. The week before last, he didn't play against the Vikings. Cooper Rush stepped in, and he was able to win the game for them. And the week before that, the Cowboys were on bye. So that goes 2 weeks without practicing for Dak Prescott. And then he starts practice in the middle of the week preparing for the Broncos. And he goes in and he gets absolutely demolished. Not able to get anything going. His stats were okay, but again, it was all in garbage time. This week, I think he has a full week of practice under his belt. He's able to come in. He's able to throw some darts against this weak Atlanta defense. I got the Cowboys covering. For this game's parlay pick, I have the Cowboys at -8, Ezekiel Elliott scoring a touchdown, and Kyle Pitts receiving more than 60 yards. Kyle Pitts is a freak of nature, first off, and the Cowboys have always had a weak spot at safety, and I think that's who is going to be covering him for the majority of the game. It's either safety or a linebacker. Micah Parsons, obviously, is an amazing rookie. He's got 5.5 sacks on the year or something like that, and he's great at rushing the passer. We haven't seen much of him in the coverage game, so even if he goes against Kyle Pitts, I think that's a mixed match, and I think Kyle Pitts gets it done. That's going to run you at +309. You make a pretty penny there. Triple your money. Next up, we got the Saints and the Titans. The Saints are coming off a loss against the Falcons, as I said previously, and the Titans just beat one of the best teams in the league in the Rams. Now, the Saints are without quarterback 1 and running back 1, and I guess without wide receiver 1 as well if you count Michael Thomas, although he hasn't played at all this year. So you have the Saints that are down tremendously bad right now on offense, going against probably the hottest team in the league right now. They're on a 5-game win streak. And I know the Titans lost against the Jets earlier in the season, and I still have not forgot. I know a lot of sports bettors haven't forgot, but they're on a roll right now. I think that the Titans are going to cover at the -2.5. The parlay for this game is going to be Tennessee at -2.5. I'm taking the under at 44, only because both of these teams are kind of transitioning right now. The Saints don't have a lot to do anything on offense. They have Trevor Siemian. He played well in his last 2 games, but I don't think he gets it done against the Titans. And then you have the Titans that are dealing with not having Derrick Henry, the best running back in the league right now. So I think that this game screams take the under because it's not going to be very high scoring, and these two teams are both playing well defensively. I think it's going to be under 44 points. And then A.J. Brown, over 84.5 yards. Without Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill is going to have to spread the ball around. I know they signed Adrian Peterson, and they have a few other backs that might be taking the load, but it's not going to replace Derrick Henry. Ryan Tannehill is going to need to air it out, and A.J. Brown's a monster, so that's what I got. That parlay's odds are going to be +643, almost 6.5 times your money. I think it's worth it. I think it's going to hit. The Broncos are coming off a landmark win right now against the Cowboys. And although maybe few thought the Broncos were going to upset them, nobody saw 30 points being dropped on the Cowboys against Denver. And, I think a lot of that comes with the consistency that comes with the Broncos' offense. Teddy Bridgewater is a great game manager. He's never really been a bad quarterback. He's never really been a great quarterback. And I think you could get it done with him, especially with a defense that's playing very well right now. Considering the Lions are 0-8, it's not saying much that the Eagles were able to, rush for a gazillion yards against them. But, I still think it makes it an interesting game. The Eagles have Jordan Howard back, so I think they're going to be focusing on running the ball a lot more. The Broncos, against Zeke last week, he averaged around 5 yards a carry, which isn't too good. However, I think this game's going to stay close no matter what. At -1.5, I can't see the Broncos not covering. I think that they end up winning by a field goal. It's going to be 23-20 is my prediction. And, there's high momentum on both sides, but I still think the Broncos get it done. The parlay for this game is Broncos at -1.5. Jordan Howard over 40.5 yards. I believe that they're going to focus on getting him the ball and letting him do his thing like he did last week. And Devontae Smith I'm going to take the under on him at 58.5. Obviously, they are getting into a group of running the football. They have Jalen Hurts, one of the best dual threat quarterbacks, I guess, considering that he runs so well. He leads the team in rushing yards, and now they just got Jordan Howard back. That parlay is going to be plus 773. So the odds there are a little bit not in the favor of the bettors. However, I think that it hits, and I think you could make 7 times your money on that one. All right, and for this next segment, drum roll please. My editor/cameraman, Scott Lowry, is going to come up here and give his lock of the week, and it might surprise you.
All right, my pick of the week. I got the Lions beating the Steelers 17-10. I know it's a little bit out there. I think Big Ben's out. I think the Lions have their opportunity to get their first win of the season against a hurt Steelers offense.
Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that pick is a little bit out there, but I see where he's coming from. I see where Scott is coming from. Big Ben is out. And it is kind of short notice to be without a quarterback. However, I think that the Steelers still win, but I think that ups the chances of the Lions covering tremendously. The Lions at 6.5 right now, and I think that the Lions might be able to cover on that one. I'm not putting that in my picks, but that's all on Scott. That's going to be it for this week's episode of Picks, Parlays, and Predictions on the Capone Show. Hopefully you're able to make a little bit of money. Hopefully all these hit. And that's going to do it. We'll see you next week.